literally, when they both come in, it's like a celebrity's come in the room.
They absolutely love it. We don't want you to leave.
I can't thank you enough, because when nursery come in, I've been a nursery teacher for 12 years. When nursery come in, and we've had children coming in January as well, who it only takes a couple of sessions of the music session for them to want to be involved and want to engage. That means that immediately they're trying to listen as much as they possibly can so that they get as much out of the music session, because music is so accessible to everybody. And this is children who are even only speaking one word. They want to be there, they want to engage with it. So it's wonderful to see the listening skills across the board. Every child has made progress in listening because of the music sessions that they've received.
They use the umbrella and they have to stop. Things like that are really good at, tuning them into, firstly tuning them into listening to who's talking, but also knowing when to stop.
I think they're really motivated to listen because they want to know what's coming next. They're really excited.
You do hear them sort of, when it's child initiated time, you can hear them singing some songs.
But there's one child who has come into nursery who he's also got another language, so he has English as an additional language. But the music has really helped him to improve his understanding and listening. And when he first started doing the music, he wasn't willing to engage. But now, although he's not able to join in with the singing, every single action is absolutely spot on, which shows us that his listening is actually much improved over the time that he's been engaging in the sessions.
Children have gained confidence in their ability to use things like instruments, and when we're using the instruments, we'll have sort of music playing for them to join into a dance, and and they're more confident using them independently or with us, and I think it seems like having the confidence to suddenly do a little solo. I mean, that's a really big thing at this age, I think, and to actually be pretty much in tune when they're singing that. I think that's really incredible.
Where are you? Here I am. How do you?
But we have a couple who pick and choose. They always join in with music. They never don't, and they do the whole thing.
Particularly in two of our children, one that we know has autism and one that we suspect very strongly has autism. We've seen a massive change in them as well, and they're really excited by it. I mean, at first he was terrified at first. Yeah, he wouldn't even stay in the room, and then he started peeping through the glass in the door, and then he started really sitting. Now he's sort of really...
He loves the scarves, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. The other little girl, she's like really animated with it, and her whole face lights up, and it's just really lovely to see. She gets they all get so much from it, but it's really lovely.
Music is really key for self-regulation, and because it's a way of us teaching children to self-regulate. So when they first come into nursery, a lot of the children find it difficult to sit. The music is a really good vehicle for supporting children to learn to sit really close to other people in a circle. It's a good vehicle for supporting children to take turns, because they're listening and they're taking turns to take an instrument out of the bag. There's this lovely activity that we do with elastic, with the children. Absolute joy on the children's faces is fantastic, but also in order to get to achieve a bounce on the elastic, they have to be able to self-regulate, because they have to wait and they have to work as a team. And that activity is a really good example of how the music activities that we're doing are really supporting the children with EPSED. It has really had an impact on their behaviour. Within the sessions, I can see they're totally switched on. They're very fully engaged in the music activity, which then impacts other areas of learning, because it means that they're used to coming, they're used to listening, they're used to following instructions.
Speech and language is a real issue for us in this area, and children can come in, not all children, but can come in with very low levels of speech, and actually it's a really fun way for children to use language, and because there's lots of context, puts language in context for them and makes them understand what's going on, really, I think, and then they're more confident in trying to speak.
We've got other children as well who are learning vocabulary, because some of the songs that we're singing have got quite interesting vocabulary, and which have got more technical vocabulary. I've seen a difference as well in the vocabulary of the children after singing and learning those songs.
But for a lot of these children, they don't come in with that back knowledge of nursery rhymes and things. So it's really lovely for the parents to be part of that and hear how much fun it is, and to understand what an important part of children's speech and language, that it is.
This is so positive about the music activities. They all recognise the skills that the children are learning, engaging in the music activities. We've been able to do a little show at December, and we used one of the songs that she did with us, and the parents came and they were able to come in and see that performance, and that was really lovely for the children. Their self-esteem from doing that activity in front of parents was really good, and the parents are recognising the significance of the music and singing as a pre-skill for reading and also for music development. It's been amazing both for me and for the children, because with the new development matters that came in recently, the new curriculum, they put an emphasis on exposing children to a variety of music and encouraging them to move to music and experiment with moving and being more creative with movement. And as soon as Helen came in and Danielle and showed me ways of using music, recorded a variety of recorded music, so classical music, folk music, and she showed me how to use that with scarves and with movement. And the children now, they're so used to doing it that I can then reproduce that as well later on. And so that really helps their growth motor, but also it's exposing them to a variety of music. So they're really listening in a way with their ears, and they're listening to the dynamic nature of the music and responding with their body. So they're actually doing better listening than if I asked them to sit down and just listen to the music. They're really listening to the depth of the music and responding with their body in different ways, which is brilliant.
The parents absolutely loved it, and it's now making me think that I'm going to sort of do once a month sessions for parents to come and join.
Some of them wrote, they really look forward to Tuesday, they look forward to the music. So they're obviously talking about it at home.
I just want to say thank you. I really feel as a teacher I've benefited from working, teaching alongside Helen. I mean, Helen's been doing the teaching, but obviously we've been participating. And it means that I'm able to really focus on the engagement of the children at this stage. But also I've been taking some of the elements that I've learned, as I said, into other classes that I teach, and I really feel like I'm benefiting from learning those skills from Helen myself.
Overspilling into lots of what we do in nursery, and hopefully, as we involve parents more with it, it will overspill into home life too.